Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some crazy news in regards to the early iterations of the PlayStation 5 Pro, maybe PlayStation 5 Slim, and as well PSVR 2 news going on in. A lot of cool stuff because we usually don't get to see too much of like this really kind of hush-hush, kind of leak type of stuff, especially when it comes to next-gen consoles or like those mid-gen consoles, or like we even mentioned PlayStation VR 2, so it's kind of cool to get to go and see. Although a little bit creepy in how people found out on how this even showed up in the first place, but we're actually now finally already seeing the very first parts of these next upcoming Sony products, which is really kind of cool to go and see. So we have some stuff to go talk about, although like I said, maybe a little bit on the creepy side, and a lot of cool things to kind of hopefully, well, fingers crossed, have to talk about in the near future. Hopefully a lot of this stuff will actually be coming out in the blue, maybe see a little bit of leaks, maybe a little bit of rumors, but overall, I like to get to go and see this, especially when Japan sends special things over to people in Sony too as well. And of course, if any of you guys are brand new, before we fully dive in the video, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller. Make sure you guys are also entered into the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway with the Twitter link down below, and follow the Twitter and Twitch and the Webull Coinbase, and let's go and dive on the video itself. So as I mentioned, we actually have some very intriguing news because we actually have some U.S. import records stating that Sony themselves have been sending a bunch of mysterious and kind of on that, like, kind of hypey type packages out here that actually will probably maybe lean towards the PSVR 2, PlayStation Pro, and all that type of good stuff. So let's go and dive on in. We have some intriguing articles over here from TweetTown as well, so let's go dive on into it. So first and foremost, we are now seeing Sony that might be shipping out literally thousands of mysterious dev kits, and right now we're kind of all with questions up in the air thinking, what could this possibly go and be? Now, as I mentioned, I'm on basically the hardcore side of probably PlayStation 5 Pro, PlayStation 5 Slim, PSVR 2s, or as well, it could also be the integration and possibly more of a PlayStation, maybe like unannounced product. There's always a small chance for that one. So basically, Sony has now confirmed shipping thousands of mysterious software development kits from overseas to its Oakland, California Sony Interactive division. So as you guys know, Sony is primarily more of a Japanese-based company, and obviously you also have different types of like American offices, European offices, etc., etc. So with this, it actually seems like we have a lot of little sneaky packages being sent around. So basically the United States, which I have to give credit towards the people who find this stuff, because at the end of the day, it is a little bit weird if you think about it. Basically, United States import records. So someone literally went through the import records themselves, shows that Sony has shipped thousands of mysterious software development kits from across the world to its Oakland, California branch. First and foremost, Jesus. So anyway, Sony Interactive Entertainment may be preparing to now go and ship basically developer kits of new PlayStation hardware to video game makers. Now, I'm probably going to go and push this a little bit more towards the PlayStation VR 2. Mainly, as you guys know, we have the official PlayStation blog on it, and a few other various statements too as well. But the one kind of thing that's a little bit more on the intriguing side is the weight, and as well as also the amount, and on top of that too, why it's a little bit more on the hush-hush. So with this one, basically Sony is basically preparing a bunch of dev kits and new PlayStation 5 hardware to video game makers, and then according to domestic trade ledgers, the billion-dollar games giant has actually shipped apparently over 2,374 cartons of dev kits from October 21 to January 22nd. So basically the breakdown kind of comes out to this, if you guys have a chance to see it right here on the screen, where January 2022, 434 cartons as well. We also had 982 as of December. November's 480, and we have the very early ones of two different shipments of 240 and 240 from Korea and Japan mixed on in. So let's go talk about this a little bit more and like in depth in terms of rumors. We have a little more stuff to go talk about. Now, this always could potentially be a PlayStation Pro or PlayStation Slim. If I do kind of put that in my title, I would actually almost want to say that'd probably make more sense, mainly because with the PlayStation VR, you would probably assume, especially because we already have information out, we have like display pictures, like they basically already have a lot of information out publicly discussing it. Now, I'm probably going to assume, and you guys can probably agree with me down below, it probably is the PSVR because it is like in that really awkward, still early stages of a mid-gen console like upgrade. But like I said, with the fact that we're already seeing consoles, and we saw the PSVR 2 mentioned like forever ago, the initial statements. So I almost kind of feel like it might actually not have a chance to be that. Now, it might be a bit of a stretch, don't get me wrong, but it does seem a bit intriguing just to go and see. Mainly because the weight does maybe kind of seem a little on the higher side, if you guys are better at weight guesses than me. I'm not sure there's other stuff included with the packages, but the weight does actually kind of seem a little bit more on the bigger side than what we'd actually expect from PSVR, because PSVRs are probably way, way, way less heavy in terms of the PlayStation 5 consoles themselves. So, intriguing on that one, but as well would also maybe make a little bit more sense for the PlayStation Pros or Slims, because we are actually midway through the console generation. Well, I don't say midway, but we're about like a year and a half into it. And now you guys may not think that's that long, because not many folks have actually had their consoles. We're only like 6 months away from the console for being out for 2 years. And as you guys know, we have seen leaks on the PlayStation Pro already, which is why I'm even mentioning in the first place, but we've already seen leaks of that, basically like rumors, and they're working on development and research for it, which would make sense. Because if you imagine the console's out in a 3rd or 4th year for them actually releasing it, it makes sense that they want to have a lot of testing out for the 2nd year and then start using that for developers and having a chance to go and do it. Now, I'm still kind of maybe leaning towards the PlayStation VR if we had a chance to talk about it. So we also had this too as well. Oh, just like more of an additional kind of the same thing too. We're going to have a chance to see more of this information, where Sony has also basically made some interesting shipments lately, as we've had a chance to go and see. And a lot of these folks and even these articles are stating these dev kits are presumably modified PlayStation 5 systems, specifically for software creators. So that could be because why were they releasing dev kits early for basically PlayStation 4 Pro? And the reason why I keep on even saying that right now is, don't forget, games take like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and especially Sony games like Ratchet & Clank, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, those games take a very, very long time. And right now we do actually have enough technology to have a PS5 Pro, which is why I keep on mentioning that, because it would make sense. PSVR 2 dev kits would also make a lot of sense too, but even the articles themselves are speculating as well for the upgraded PS5 Pro, or like a nice mid-gen relation. Because don't forget, this doesn't have to be a final copy if it's a PS5 Pro, because with that, if you just know the specs, like think right now, I have like a computer that's a 3080 Ti. That kind of completely destroys the PlayStation 5. Not in the least way, just how it is in terms of GPUs. So in theory, if you had maybe like say a baseline, say like a 3070, which already is available out here right this second, that'd probably be what we're expecting for PS5 Pro. So there's always that chance for that. As well, we also are seeing, once again, the international shipping records, basically saying that they've shipped over 1,500 pounds of video game console prototypes from its London, UK headquarters as well, over to Virginia on November 16th too, on top of that. This is why I keep on saying it seems a bit weird, because once again, VR headsets are not usually that heavy. The controllers are usually pretty light, and same with the headsets too, and it's kind of something they're trying to push a lot. So just the weight doesn't make sense. The weight almost seems a little bit too high, and it does kind of correspond a lot more with PlayStation 5 Pros, or maybe even a PlayStation 5 Slim, which would make a lot of sense, especially if they want to go and try to sell more additional consoles, and maybe try to go and tone down the hardware even more. The ledger list is an HS code, which is number 981700, which is typically assigned to home video game related products. So once again, it could still be the PSVR 2. I'm not against it. I'd probably say a higher likelihood it would be PSVR 2. But at the same time, a lot of this stuff doesn't fully make sense. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm kind of on the middle. I'm maybe on like the big train for it. Maybe I'm trying to be a little bit too wishful of a thinker. But the PS5 Pro and PS5 Slim will have to come at some point, and if people are already trying to work those games into it, would maybe make a little sense. So even like I said, the articles too, could this be the PlayStation 5 prototype with upgraded hardware, likely with most likely PC level components? Like I said, like right now, you could probably theoretically put say like a 3060, 3070, that would be a good equivalent for what the PS5 Pro would be, which would make sense. Or as well, could just be the PSVR 2 prototype, as we've been covering over here too as well. Now it's also kind of intriguing too, because Virginia, of all places, because even they couldn't actually go and find any data on a Sony branch in their region too as well. So although there is service centers, is kind of intriguing. Maybe they're trying to go and test out and see like what can be broken, what can be fixed, etc., too as well. And there also is even a job listing in Virginia with a senior developer for Sony Electronics Global Threat Elimination Team. which you kind of think about is a little bit on the weirder side too as well. So just letting you guys know, it's kind of an intriguing leak, seeing like this internal shipping and everything going on. Once again, it could just possibly be PSVR 2, but as well, if we kind of want to be wishful thinkers, maybe the PS Pro or PS Slim might actually be finally making its way all around out there. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. If you think this was dumb or whatever, feel free to. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Twitter links down below. Make sure you guys are entering with that giveaway too as well. Same with the Twitch stream on top of that. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller and that Weeble and Coinbase. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching. You guys are all lovely. I'll see you guys up in the next one.